Mic check. Okay. Yeah. So once you just go to the file option, navigate to the file option in the top navigation bar, and then click on new project. Then it will show you so asking you to select a template. This is a project template selector. Go with the first option, default KiCad project template. Okay, go click on OK. Okay, you can click on OK. Yeah, then here you need to see once you just tap the OK button, then it will ask you to and choose a file name. Okay, I hope you know the rules for naming a file. So whenever you are naming any file, make sure that you do not have any kind of spaces. You can use underscores as well, but don't use special characters like a trait or dollar sign. So don't use any kind of special characters. You can give a minimal name. Let's say if you are working on BMP 280, you can give the name BMP 280. Okay, or else if you are working on SGP or else MPU 6050, you can give the name MPU 6050 and click on save option. Okay, so here automatically you can see two files appear over here. The first one which is having the file extension kicad underscore PCB, and the second file which is having the file extension kicad underscore SCH. So do remember underscore SCH refers to schematics. Okay, the first one is the PCB. The actual designing we will be doing in the this particular first file, and coming to the schematics, circuit diagram, all those things we'll be doing in the schematic section. Okay, just like in ECEDA we will be having in schematics we can create multiple pages, one page, two page, three page, which is having the prefix P1, P2, P3 like that. And we will be in ECEDA we will be doing the schematics. That's the one part, and another part is the layout design. So for that we will be going to the 2D, and then we will be doing the 3D. So I hope you remember from the earlier classes which we learned in ECEDA. So here similarly we will be having two different files. This is the schematic file which is having the file extension kicad underscore SCH, and another one for PCB which is having the file extension kicad underscore PCB. So basically this contain all the schematic information, your circuit diagram and interconnectivity. So and but the coming to this PCB file, it contains your entire PCB related information, board dimensions, sizes, everything. So everything is included in this particular file, okay, related to the PCB. So now if you want to work on schematics, so just double click on the schematic file, it will open a new window. So where it will open the schematic designer in a editor in a new window. So the user interface is little bit, the page might little bit appear to be similar to ECEDA, but if you check the options, everything, the entire user interface is little bit different. And if you are very new to KiCad, you may feel it is little bit complicated. But once you start exploring each and every option, okay, automatically you will come to know for what option you need to navigate to which particular area in the UI. Okay, so this is the graphical user interface of GUI of the schematic editor. So just like ECEDA, it is also having as you can see here, you can give some, yeah. So just like ECEDA, here also you will be having the title block. Guys, can you please mute yourselves? And, let me check. Yeah. So just like ECEDA, here also you will be having a title block. You can give title, date, and all the metadata information. Okay. So now, see, this is the same story that everyone will teach you. So now I will be telling you one important thing. Okay. Now I will do one thing. I will add one resistor over here. Okay. Basic, a small component, just like a resistor. Okay. I'm going to the place option, and I'm clicking on symbol, place symbol. Then it will open another window where you can select any symbol. Okay. So also do remember, so this software require, takes a lot of time to load different things. So especially if your system is not having enough space, okay, enough memory, so it will definitely take a longer time to execute everything. Sometimes the window may not respond even. So if let's say, due to certain circumstances, if you are unable to neither close the application or not unable to navigate to any other application, then you can just press Control Alt Delete. It will open Task Manager. Okay, Security Tools, Task Manager. So in the Task Manager, you can click on the, say I'm just opening the Task Manager, Control Alt Delete. So just once if you go to the Task Manager, okay, this is the Task Manager. You can just select on KiCad and you can click on End Task. Okay, it will immediately terminate all the sessions, okay, of the application. It will automatically close the application. If you are using Windows, the crash report will be sent to the Windows as well. Okay. Yeah. So now when I just go to place option and click on new symbol, it will be asking me to choose a symbol. There are 22,776 items loaded. So right now, yeah, I'm having 22,776 symbols which came with the software. As soon as you install the software, automatically some symbols will be installed on your system. So the best advantage of KiCad is that even if you want to import an external symbol, you can do that. Okay, which we'll be learning in the upcoming session. So as of now, if I want to place a resistor, I just need to simply type R. Okay, just type R. That's it. See, already you got the symbol of R, right? Resistor. See, even in resistor, we are having so many symbols. This is the resistor. This is the variable resistor. If you are having this particular arrow mark on the top of the resistor symbol, which indicates the variable resistance. So that means the resistance we can vary. So it could be like a slider, or there might be an option to tune the resistance. Okay. So and also resistor symbols are available in two different formats. So this is one format, okay, where the resistor is usually represented with a rectangular box which is having something like, but something like this. And this is the US style, US symbol. Okay, this is the US symbol. This is also variable resistance, and this is the trimmable resistor. Don't worry about all these things, we will learn. Okay, resistor, this is the United States US symbol. And this resistor is oriented in 45 degrees. So this is the shunt resistor, again shunt resistor in US symbol. So like that, even in just in resistors, we are having these many kinds of, see, this is an array of resistor. Okay, basically network, we call it as a network dividers. So like this, we are having so many symbol. So I'm going with you can use either R, okay, or else you can go with the RUS, okay, as per your convenience, like as per the convention. So let's say I'm going with RUS, okay. So just double click on that RUS. So automatically resistor symbol will appear on, yeah. See, I have placed a resistor, okay. So I'm to save this file, just press Ctrl S. Automatically, the details, okay, all the updates, that all the modifications that you did will be applied. It will be stored in the file. Will be stored in the file. Okay. So now I am just closing the schematic section. I am going to the PCB file, KiCad, the file which is having the file extension KiCad underscore PCB. So this is basically the PCB editor. This is a schematic editor. This is the PCB editor. Just double click on that particular file. Automatically it will open in a new window. Yeah. So now, right now, what you are seeing on the screen, okay, the page may appear to be very similar to the schematic editor, but do remember this is not a schematic editor. This is PCB editor. How to identify whether I am currently in schematic editor or PCB editor? For that, just check the top bar. Okay, here there will be a title for the window, which is clearly specifying this as the PCB editor, and this is the name of the project. Okay, we have given MPU 6050, right, as the project name while we are creating a new project. So the same project name will be displayed over here, followed by the tool that you are right now, the active tool that you are using right now. If it's a schematic editor, it will show schematic editor. If you are in PCB editor, it will show PCB editor. Okay, and here PCB editor will also be having a title block. So in ECEDA, you might have seen that this title block is not there, okay, for PCB editor. It is there in schematic editor, but it is not there in PCB editor. But here in EC, no, in KiCad we are having the title block for even for the PCB editor. Okay, so now, yeah, so if you are working on Altium Designer, there is one language called Pascal. So actually they modified the Pascal language into, which we when we use the modified or else a variant of Pascal language in Altium Designer PCB software. So we actually call it as Delphi script. Okay, do remember the term Delphi script. So Delphi script is nothing but it's actually a modified version of Pascal language. Okay, so unlike ECEDI is not having the scriptable property. Okay, there is no property of scriptable, but actually KiCad and Altium Designer are scriptable. So what does the term scriptable mean? Already we discussed about the properties, the different features of KiCad in the yesterday's session, where we discussed about one particular property which is called as scriptable. Okay, so I already told you that scriptable means you can write a Python program. So with that Python, not only Pythons, like different software, PCB design software supports different kinds of languages. Let's say let's if we take the case of no, if we take Altium Designer into consideration. In Altium Designer we will be using a modified version of Pascal language which we call it as Delphi script. Okay, using this Delphi script we can do, we can automate certain kinds of tasks. Okay, we can automate certain kinds of tasks. Let's say you want to place 100 resistors. Okay, you want to place 100 resistors. So doing that manually is not that much easy. It is not recommended, it's not efficient process. So then you need to automate certain tasks. Okay, using these scripting languages. Okay, with the help of scripts you can make, you can place as many as resistors as you want. Okay, when you execute that program it will automate certain kinds of tasks. So that is the main importance of the scriptable, I mean scripting. So this scriptable property is applicable for KiCad as well. But how can you do scripting? So if you are inside the KiCad application, so the entire graphical user interface, the entire UI user interface, so here you cannot directly find an option for doing the scripting, right? So then how to do the scripting? So now I will show you one example. Okay, so let's say this is the PCB designing section, isn't it? This is the PCB editor. Now I want to place some text over here. Okay, already I am sure that you have learned how to place text, how to draw curves. In ECDA, we have already learned how to place text, the silk screen layers, how to draw different kinds of curves like a rectangle and arc. We have drawn an arc, ellipse. We have drawn breezes. So like that, we have taken a separate session to explain you how to draw curves in ECDA. So similarly here also we can draw different kinds of curves. Here you can see some options on the screen. Draw rectangle, draw circle. So to draw the square, okay, to draw the circle, there is a shortcut key Control Shift plus C. Okay, Control Shift plus C. So if you press Control Shift and C, you can directly draw circles as well. Okay. So or else you can directly go, just now go to this particular option, click on this particular option, and you can draw circles as well. Okay, so right now this this circle is having is mapped with the layer front copper. So it should not be front copper. If you want this particular circle, okay, curve to be printed as a part of the silk screen layer, you need see if you just click on this particular curve, automatically a window will appear. Okay, where different kinds of properties are being shown. So right now it is like front copper layer. Yeah, are you able to follow? Hello, can just quickly react with them so that I can proceed further. Yeah, so let me also check if a live stream is going on, because sometimes live stream may be halted due to signal interruption. So let me check the whether if the live streaming is going on, YouTube live stream. And yeah, fortunately it's going on. Yeah, that's fine. So right now this is in the front copper layer. See, already you know about front copper, bottom copper. So top silk screen. See, in easy EDA we usually call it as top silk screen, bottom silk screen. But here just a different naming convention: front silk screen, bottom silk, or like that. Just a difference in naming convention, but the meaning is same, front and back. Okay, in ECEDA we usually call it as the top silk screen layer and the bottom silk screen layer. Here we call it as the front silk screen and bottom silk screen. Just the naming convention is changed, but the the functionality is same. So if you want this particular circle to be printed on the top of the PCB on the front side, you can go with the front silk screen layer, or else you can choose the back silk screen. See, now it is showing a little bit white in color. So that means now this circle is part of the silk screen layer. Okay, whenever you, yeah, don't worry. We also need to learn so many things, how to draw borders for a PCB, all the thing. So it doesn't mean that if you put something inside this particular PCB editor section that it will reflect directly. So it will violate the DRC. So as per DRC design rule check, as per the provision, so you need to specify the dimensions of the PCB. And already yesterday we discussed that unlike Eagle, so Eagle is also free to use software, no licensing is required. But in Eagle there is some restrictions imposed. Okay, so you cannot put the dimensions that you want. Okay, there is some restriction, so your dimensions should not exceed uh, you know the limit which is proposed by Eagle. So if you want to exceed those PCB dimensions, I mean the length and width of the PCB, then you need to upgrade into a premium version. You need to opt in for a, you need to opt in for a subscription plan, then you can do that. But the advantage of KiCad we have already discussed yesterday, that so sky is your limit. You can even go beyond the sky, you can go through the cosmos as well. So no restrictions, so no any such restriction on the PCB dimension, or else the number of layers to be used. So in Eagle there are some certain restriction that on the number of layers that you can, the maximum allowed layers that in designing the PCB. But here no such restriction in KiCad. Okay, however Eagerly supports certain advanced functionality which may be absent in KiCad or other things. But still it is a professional grade tool. KiCad is a professional grade tool, even professional than the ECD is for just for beginners. Okay, yeah. So now I will be telling you one important thing. Okay, so this is very important to learn. So I will just introducing you today one important thing which we call it as, yeah, before that let me, yeah. So now if you just press Windows option, if you just press Windows option and just search for KiCad, see, when you just search for KiCad, so along with the app KiCad 10.0, you are having one more app installed on your device. Okay, which is nothing but KiCad 10.0 command prompt. Okay, hope you can see this, right? KiCad 10.0 command prompt. Are you able to see that? KiCad 10.0 command prompt. Yeah. So just click on KiCad 10.0 command prompt. It will open a command prompt. Okay. See, this is not the, there is a distinct, there is a difference between the normal command prompt that you are using. See, this is the normal command prompt. Okay. Which is a system, which comes by default in your system. Okay. It is a system application. So it comes with your system. So similarly, along with the command prompt, we'll be having one more thing as well, PowerShell. Okay, Windows PowerShell. So now we are not actually working on these command prompt and PowerShell. So we are, whenever you install KiCad on your system, automatically this particular command prompt will also be installed on your system. Okay, which gets installed in the background. So while some, during the setup process, while it is going on, so at that time these particular packages which are related to this command prompt also get installed on your system. So if you open this command prompt, so it will, something like this will appear on your screen. So KiCad 10.0 command prompt, you may now invoke Python or PIP targeting KiCad's install. So how many of you know about a PIP? How many of you know about PIP? You might have used
Yes,
it. Yeah.
about the library.
Can just come again?
Python package library. We use it to install library.
Yeah. So it's a Python packages. Okay. If you want to install any kind of package or else any kind of library, so you can directly install it from pip. It's a huge repository. So even let's say, even some of the libraries which are designed by Suchna, they are available in pip. Okay, so now you can use pip directly in this particular command prompt. So now I will be telling you about one such library which you must install. Okay, everyone must install. If you when to do the automation, you first need to install that particular library. So I'm going to share a small presentation, a few slides on this particular library. Okay, so the concept is scripting KiCad schematics with the KiCad hyphen skip. Okay, this is the library name, KiCad hyphen skip. This is the name of the library. So you need to install this particular library. To install this library, you need to pass this command, pip space install space kicad hyphen skip. So I will be showing you that as well, how to pass that command. Just go to this particular command prompt and pass the command pip space install space kicad hyphen skip, and you just hit enter. Automatically, yeah, as you can see, now it is showing requirement already satisfied, because I have already installed this in my system. Okay, if it is not installed on your system, it will take a little bit, few couple of seconds. Usually this process will be completed within a minute, unless you are having some network issue. So if you are having good internet connectivity, usually it will take 1 minute, probably less than 1 minute, to complete the installation of this particular library. Actually, this is very lightweight library. Okay, very lightweight. Yeah. So you can also pass the command pip space list. Okay, so once you to check, see, after passing this command, installation process will begin. And after the once the installation is completed, to reconfirm whether you have successfully installed a KiCad SK skip in your system or not, for that you need to pass one more command, which is pip space list. So when you pass this particular command, it will return all the packages which are installed along with their version. So in this particular table, okay, in this particular list, in other words, in this particular list, just to check if this KiCad skip is there in this particular list or not. So if it is there, then it is an indication that you have successfully installed KiCad skip library. If it's not there, then again you need to pass the same command. Okay, if it's in case if it's not there, again you need to pass the same command. So once the installation is done, so yeah, so now we will be discussing about the theory and architectural overview of a pure Python S expression, parsing and hardware automation without host binaries. So don't worry, I will explain you in an easy way. Okay, yeah. Now see this particular slide. So the core challenges in KiCad. Okay, so in this standard KiCad scripting relies on PCB new. Okay, so PCB new is also one kind of a library. Okay, you can this is one of the authentic library, PCB new. So using this PCB new library, so you can do modifications to the PCB. Okay, you can automate certain kind of tasks. Yeah. So historically focused almost exclusively on PCB layout stage automation. So using this PCB new library, okay, which is one kind of a library which is used for script, to do certain kind of automation, especially in the PCB layout, exclusively on PCB layout. So this can be done. Okay, we can use this particular PCB new library using Python language. So I will show you one direct example, one practical example. Okay, so this KiCad skip is also one library. PCB new is one kind of library, and KiCad skip is also one kind of library. So this KiCad skip library is actually it is created by Pat Deegan. Okay, the legal name is Psychogenic Technologies. Okay, this particular entity, Psychogenic Technologies, they have developed this KiCad hyphen skip library. So you can also find this is the official website of Psychogenic. Okay, this is the official website of Psychogenic. You can just go through this website as well. Okay, Psychogenic Technologies. So this Psychogenic Technologies developed this particular, designed and developed this particular library, KiCad-skip, and it is actually, this can be used. Okay, it is like a pure Python paraser. Okay, you can use this library using Python language, and operates without invoking KiCad desktop binaries. Okay, so that means, you can run certain commands, without even using the user interface, the actual user interface of KiCad, just by writing a script, just by writing a Python script using this kicad-skip library. If you just execute that Python script using the command prompt kicad console terminal, you can automate, you can do a lot of so many cool interesting things. Okay, and it is having something called as S expression engine. Okay, it is having this kicad-skip library is having something called as S expression engine. So don't worry, what does this S expression mean? So I will give you examples as well in the upcoming session. What are different kinds of S expressions and everything. Okay. So rather than wasting the time with going through the slides, so we will directly jump into the practical execution. Okay. So now what I'm doing is, I'm right now, see, yeah, let me just go to KiCad. So this is the PCB file, right? Which is having the file extension KiCad underscore PCB. So first you need to know where you have created this particular project. Okay. So I'm just opening this particular folder in new window. Okay. Yeah, so this is the folder. Okay, where my project is stored. Okay, where I have created my project. You can change the destination folder as well, where all the projects needs to be stored by default. You can change the uh, default project folder in settings as well. You can do all those configuration. So see, this is the KiCad board file. This is the project file, and this is the schematic file. We are having different files. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just I'm just trying to copy the path of this. I'm just right click on that particular file and click on copy as path. And also see, actually every file will have two different paths. One is a relative path and another one is absolute path. So don't copy the relative path. I request you kindly go with the absolute path. That means complete path. Don't go with the relative path. So I'm just copying, or else you can use Control Shift and C, I think so. So once you are done with the path, so actually I have already created one folder. So in my G drive, okay, because I have my storage only in G drive. So that's why I have installed this KiCad application inside my G drive. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the particular file should be present for you. The folder should be present for you in G drive itself, even for you. Okay, since my C drive is already full, I have installed this particular KiCad application inside my G drive. So in the yesterday's session, I have already demonstrated you how to do the setup. So when during the setup process, it will ask you to select the destination folder where to install this particular software. So in the same folder where I have installed the KiCad, I have created one more folder which is having the name scripts. Okay, which is having the name scripts. So now my question is it necessary to give it the name scripts, or we can give it whatever the name that we want? Yeah, someone trying to join the meet. Prakash Verma. So is it necessary to give it the same name scripts, or we can give any other name? Any idea? You can just tell your random thought. No worries. All stupid answers are allowed. Yeah. So Sri Krishna says we can give any name. How many of you agree with Sri Krishna? We can give any name that we want. So basically you understood what is the importance of script, right? So inside the basically we will be writing some Python program. With the help of Python program, see, this in this session I am not going to teach you the syntax of Python. Okay, so it's a prerequisite. So you need to have a basic understand of data types and how to do a program in Python. So if you have basic understanding on syntax of Python, then you can safely proceed with this. Or else after the completion of the session, just go through the syntax at least. Then you can follow up. You can follow the sessions as well, upcoming sessions. So see, we will be writing one Python program. With this Python program, we can automate certain kind of task. Let's say you want to place some text. Okay, inside the PCB editor, let's say I want to place text hello world. So for one time it's fine, you can place, you can just add a new text, new label, and you can, type hello world, that's fine. Now I want to place hello world text 100 times. Okay, so do you think is it possible? Is it efficient way if we do it manually? It's not at all an efficient way. So for that you need to take the help of automation. Okay, here scripting comes into the picture. So with the help of scripting you can automate these kind of tasks. So coming to the naming thing, so there is no strict enforcement. You can give any name, okay, other than these names: bin, etc, lib, share. So other than these particular, which are already pre-existing in the folder where you have installed the KiCad application, the destination folder. Other than these names, you can give any other name. So as a part of standard naming convention, I have given the name scripts. Okay, so I have already created one demo, one python program. Okay, so now you need to have one more one more tool in your system, that is visual studio code editor. So I'm just opening my visual studio code editor. See, you can create any other folder. Let's say I will create one more folder for you. Okay, I'm going with click on new and click on folder. So instead of scripts, I will now just create a new folder with name script, or else mm, automata. Okay, I have created a new folder with name automata. So now what I will be doing, yeah, I'm closing this particular one. Yeah, so now once you right now I'm inside the visual studio editor. Now what I will be doing is I'm just clicking on open folder option. Okay, and then navigate to that particular folder, okay, where you will be storing all the scripts, okay, through which you want to automate certain kind of tasks. I'm going to G drive, and inside the G drive I am having KiCad folder where I have installed all the things. Inside KiCad I'm going to automata folder, click on select folder. So this automata folder will be added to the workspace, okay, Visual Studio Code Editor workspace. So now what you will be doing, see here you can see the name of the folder, automata. You can use this particular option to create a new file. Click on new file, and I'm giving it the name hello world.py. Okay, the file extension is Python. We'll be doing some Python script. So yeah, so I'm having some I have made, I have written some Python script. So don't worry about and what are the different functions, what are these libraries. I have already told you that about this PCB new library. Okay, this using this PCB new library we can we can automate certain kind of tasks which are related to the PCB design. Okay, PCB editor. So now we are having one variable where we are supposed to place the path of the PCB file. Okay, so I have already, there will be two files by default that will appear when you create a new project. One will be having the file extension kicad underscore PCB, and another will be having the file extension kicad underscore .kicad underscore sch. So sch refers to schematics, and uh, underscore PCB refers to where the PCB refers to PCB editor. Okay, so now I'm just going over here. So this is the particular already we have created a new project MPU 6050. So I'm just copying this particular file. Okay, MPU 6050 dot kicad underscore PCB. Okay, not dot underscore, not a dot kicad underscore sch, because PCB new library deals with mostly deals with the PCB tool, not the schematic thing. I hope you are able to follow, right? I hope you are able to follow. I can just quickly react with thumbs, everyone. Yeah, so thanks for the confirmation. So I'm just going into the next part. So now what I will be doing is, so I'm just, see here in this variable name, so I will be just changing the path. Okay, so this is the path, okay, of the document of the file, which is having the file extension kicad underscore PCB. So now I'm just saving this particular file. Okay, do you remember the file name hello world.py? Okay, hello world.py. Now what I will be doing is I'm just going into this particular folder, I mean sorry, this particular command prompt. Okay, so then you need to type cd script, sorry, automata. Okay, let me just let me just check the file path, folder directory. See, it is advisable to store this folder inside this particular directory where this command prompt is installed on your system. So it is actually installed in C drive, but right now I'm storing all the project files and all the stuff in the G drive just to strategically manage my storage. So now what I will be doing is, so I'm just navigating directly to my G drive. Okay, so see, for simplicity, you can also create that particular automata folder inside, and inside this KiCad, inside the C drive. Okay, so I'm just I just split my data strategically. I'm just using both drives for managing the storage. So I'm just I just copied the path of the automata folder. Yeah, yeah. So right now I'm inside the. So this is the particular command that you need to use. Okay, so this particular thing is common, cd \d followed by your path. Okay, the path of the folder where you are placing all the scripts. Okay, so now what I will be doing is I'm just trying to execute the python file. For that you need to pass the command python hello world.py. .py is the file extension for the python script. Now see, before I execute this command, so here this is the actual mpu 6050 pcb editor. Here you can find no text, right? No text is being displayed in this particular editor section. Now what I will be doing is I'm just hitting enter. Okay, now it is showing done. So when I hit enter, it is returning it is returning done. So now I'm just again going back to the pcb editor. Just wait a second. It is mpu 6050, right? Mhm. Yeah, so actually see, now it is showing hello suchana. Okay, it is showing hello suchana. So but I haven't added any kind of label manually. Okay, this is actually, see, here I have written in the python script hello suchana. So that's why now it is being displayed uh, inside the pcb editor. Okay, if in case it is not showing, if it is not updating, just close the pcb editor and open it again. It will automatically show the modifications. Okay, so now it is showing hello world. So you can change the layer as well. See, right now it is in front silk screen layer. If you want, you can also put it in back silk screen layer. Okay, so is this clear? Now I hope you understood. This is just a practical, I just shown you one small example what is the advantage of uh, the script, the scriptability property is not there. Actually, it's not there in ECEDA, but it is there in Altium Designer and KiCad. So is this clear? Everyone, can you just quickly react with thumbs? Are you able to understand? So do you think this feature is interesting or not? Yeah, Prakash Verma is having a question. You can unmute yourself and you can ask. Yes, Prakash. What's your question?
No, sir.
Okay, okay,
No,
fine.
sir.
So
No,
yeah.
sir.
So in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I will be taking questions from you. So if you are having any kind of questions, you can ask now. So I will wrap up the today's session. So from today's session, what are the important conclusions? So the important conclusions are, we have learned how to create a project, and we learned about the file extensions, kicad underscore PCB and kicad underscore SCH, and I have shown you the schematic editor and the PCB editor, and uh, yeah, this session is being recorded in the YouTube live stream. So as soon as the session is ended, we will share you the link. Okay, once the video is processed in the YouTube studio, we will share you the link. And so I have shown you the PCB editor and the schematic editor, and I have shown you how to place a simple resistor. Okay, and I have shown you different kinds of different symbols, so in resistor. Okay, and then I have introduced you one important concept called scriptable. So other than this particular course, nowhere else they will be focusing on scriptability. So if you enroll for some other KiCad course in online, they will only focus on the user interface. So how to play, how to draw routing. Again, the same story what we learned in ECEDA, how to place component, how to do routing. Okay, again the same story repeats. But the user interface changes. The user interface of ECEDA and the KiCad may be different. And in KiCad, we are having some, some additional tools like a calculator, where you can calculate the track width, all these things. This track width calculator is not there in ECEDA. See, here we will be having the option to calculate the track width as well in KiCad. See, if you just go to calculator tools, see, there are so many so many tools available. See, to calculate resistors, here you can find track width. Okay, under the power, current and isolation section, in this, under this division, you can find track width. Here you can give the parameters, and it will, see, this is the same formula which I have taught you in the ECEDA course. I is equal to k into delta t to the power of 0.44 into a to the power of 0.725, where a is here written as width into height. Okay, and again we already learned the values of k, right? I hope you remember k can be either 0.024 or 0.048. If you're working on internal layers, it's 0.024. For external layers, it is 0.048. So this is as per IPC 2221. See, all these tools are available in KiCad. Okay, so now what we did today is like, uh, we have written some Python script. Okay, so using the Python script, we have placed this particular string, this particular text, uh, onto the PCB, editor, or else the PCB front silk screen layer. So yeah, see, here you can modify whether you want. See, there is an option called set layer. Okay, using this set layer, you can change. If you want bottom silk screen, I mean back silk screen, you can use the prefix B. For front silk screen, you can use prefix F. So just by modifying the prefix, you can change, you can toggle between the front silk screen layer and the bottom back silk screen layer. So this set text function, see, all these functions are actually, they are defined inside the PCB new library. Okay, so today we learnt about two different libraries. Today we learnt about two different libraries. One is PCB, sorry, KiCad-skip library. So, but I have, and one more library I introduced you, PCB new library. For PCB new library, I have shown you one small example. Hello world, we have created a hello world .py file, and we executed the Python script in the uh, KiCad 10.0 command prompt. Okay, we have installed, I have shown you how to install these particular libraries as well. So I hope today's session is clear and informative, right? So once you can just quickly react with thumbs, and I will wrap up today's session, because I'm having some other course right now. Yes, Sri Krishna, you have any questions?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you, but your voice is a little bit low. Yeah, it's fine. I can hear you. Using the caption, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Place the text hello Suchna using the command prompt and Python, right? Why can't we just place it using the text option in the
Yeah, that
KiCad?
already I told you you can do that. Okay. So I just shown you what are the different possibilities existing in KiCad. So apart from what you learnt in ECEDA, so here we will be using some other methodologies. So for doing, if you want to do certain kind of task, there are different kinds of possibilities. Now don't just blindly go with only one possibility. There may exist many ways to achieve the same task. So what I have shown you is just a basic example to place the text. So now if you want to let's say you are having some hundreds and thousands of resistors in your PCB. Okay, now you want a list. Okay, now what you want is you just want a list of all the resistors and along with their values. So now is it very easy for you to check each and every component and note down its value? For example, R1 it is having the resistance 50 ohms. Is it doing it manually? Do you think is it efficient, or uh, if you just make a simple Python script which can automatically go through all the resistors, okay, all the components, and it will filter out the resistors, and it will automatically create a list. It will automatically extract the information, the designators R1, R2, R3 along with their corresponding resistance values. Automatically it will make a spreadsheet for you. It can make an Excel sheet for you, or if you can use some other libraries which are like a Google is also providing some libraries through Google API. So you can automatically send this particular file directly to any kind of you can using the Gemini, I mean, sorry, Gmail API. So you can automatically send mails as well. So that means you are automating the things. Is that clear? We are increasing the efficiency. So you can
Yes.
automatically generate a spreadsheet. You can automatically send it to your Gmail, and you can do so many interesting things. See, if you are able to execute Python program, so then you can do so many things. Let's say you want to place a lot of things. Let's say you want to place so many text, or else you want to place same text for let's say you are having you want to place one dot text. So placing dot text again and again manually takes a lot of time. So with the help of this Python script, you will be just writing a few lines of Python code. Once you execute that, automatically it will place all the things at a time. Okay. Is that clear, Sri Krishna? I hope your question is answered. I already told you this is part of automation. Okay. So actually it is not part of the core curriculum, but still I just want to introduce this particular thing with you. We are not going very in detail what are all the commands, and we are not going that much of in detail. Okay, for that there is a separate course where we will be learning about PCB automation using scripting. Okay, where we will be teaching you Pascal, Delphi script and other languages. Using them you can automate many tasks. Okay, many tasks. You can automate so many things. So nowadays, see, as technology increasing day by day, so people are switching from manual verification to automated verification, where AI agents will be verifying all your things. So for that, this is learning. This is very essential. Okay. Yeah. So I hope today's session is informative, right? So yeah, this is your expert mentor Hemant from Suchna, signing off by. But yeah, before that, just give me a second. Just stay on the meet. So all these things we discussed yesterday. In the yesterday session, we discussed about all these things. Introduction to KiCad, other programs versus KiCad, interoperability, things to be aware of in KiCad, and different functionalities. Here we discussed about scriptable. You can write plugins and processing tools in Python language to do custom features in KiCad. Okay, and we have discussed about these things. So yeah, so this course is powered by Suchana Space Expo and in collaboration with Groyota LLP and uh, our special collaborators like Ergel Technologies, and co-presented by, so this course is offered by Suchana Space Expo, co-presented by Groyota LLP, and our special partners Ergel Technologies and our partnered organization Anu Electronics from Chennai, and Luna Energy. So thank you for joining today's session. This is your expert mentor Hemant from Suchna. So if you have any questions, if you want to ask me anything, so first of all, happy PCB designing. If you have questions, comments, etc., gratefully received. You can send all your questions, queries, everything to my official mail hemantaviram.official@gmail.com, or else you can send a mail to admin@suchna.in, suchna.in, and you can mention in the subject, you can mention my name, Hemant sir. Then automatically your mail will be transferred to me. Okay. And so this lecture is a brand new for the first KiCad series. All feedback is very useful, and very happy to be contacted about stupid questions. We are open for stupid questions as well. You can ask any stupid questions related to the KiCad or PCB design. And so we are having very good experience for these kind of PCB design softwares, and it's very fortunate for you as well to connect with the Suchana Space India, so to learn about this PCB designing. So thanks for enrolling into KiCad PCB design course. So this is your expert mentor Hemant from Suchana signing off. Bye. Again, we will see in the next session, and I hope you have already received the timetable. Okay, I'll be showing you the timetable as well, those who haven't yet gone through the timetable. So this is the timetable, just check the timetable. So as per the timetable you can join the classes, so whatever that you have enrolled in. Okay, so you can join these classes. These are the different classes. This is the evening session. So similarly we are having few classes in the morning and afternoon and during the night as well. So this particular timetable is related to the evening sessions. So today it's a Tuesday, so 6 to 6:45 p.m. It's a KiCad mastery course which we have done just now. Again, there will be a special class for PCB projects at 7 p.m. So this is, so don't confuse with the KiCad and these special classes, both are different. If you have opted in for special classes PCB projects, then you can join this. Okay, those who haven't yet opted, I think a couple of people from Nigeria have opted in for special classes for PCB projects, so they can join at 7 p.m. to 7:45. I think already it's time for that. Yeah. So I will be ending this session again. See you in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye. This is Hemant signing off. Yeah, you can leave the session.